what I did with my other class this morning was I let everybody come up to the board and grab a marker, and we went over how to write all the kanji one by one.
Yeah, I liked when we did that last
Yeah, me too.
chapter. That was cool.
It was fun.
Okay, and you can erase all that other stuff.
Oh no, that's pretty. Don't erase
Well,
it.
the stuff over there by Brandon.
Okay, well that one right there is pretty. I don't
Yeah,
like
that
I
you
will-
can erase.
I will
That's
say
left
though,
over from my level 1 people.
that the
You
one
guys
that-
don't need that anymore. You should know that by now.
I will say
Oh,
the literal
I know, I don't
translation
erase
of
that
octopus
because
in Chinese is
probably better than the one in English,
Yeah.
which is
Well,
cephalopod,
it's actually right.
which is
I can do
Yeah.
it, it just takes time.
Yeah, well, the shell kanji just looked like, one half of it was like a pronunciation component, and the other half was just the character that means insect. So I guess it's, homophone time, and it's something that has multiple legs. You know? It's basically the size of that. So, and as you can see, Dylan from the morning class has beautiful handwriting.
Yep.
That's not mine, I can't take credit for that one.
including like almost
I can do that too.
Yeah. Okay, so stroke order. So the kyo in Kyoto, capital, starts with the dot and the line that equates to a lid. This piece by itself, if you guys didn't already know, is pot lid.
Oh,
You dot line, pot lid.
I like that.
Isn't that great?
That's so
And
cute.
then you do a kuchi underneath that,
Kuchi.
okay? And then a chisai for the kyoto. That you did takai. Which is also a good character to write, and coming very soon. Yeah, so if you think about the kyo, pot lid, mouth, small. And it's capital. Okay, so
Do they have to connect?
either
The,
close
bottom.
to each other. The chisai and the kuchi don't have to touch, but they should be very close to each other if they're not actually touching.
Okay.
Okay, so either touching or almost touching. In kanji writing, in general, the rule of thumb is touching and almost touching are sort of equivalent. Cutting through is different. So, and you definitely don't want it to cut through. So if you don't have good enough pen control to keep it from spiking through into the box, then slightly gapped is better than cutting through. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so the ko, that means child, is like this, and then like that. So, and most of the time people count this as 3 strokes. The top hooked line is 1, the downstroke with the hook is 2, and the cross piece is 3. Ichi-ni-san.
I feel like it writes better than when you just do this instead of that.
Yeah, most people don't stop and lift their pen between the
Yeah.
two.
I feel like if I
but
do that, I'm gonna make it and then like,
Yeah, yeah,
But it pretty much is an ah.
it's very close. Well, the difference is that is supposed to be
Curved.
curved and slightly distant, like slightly separate lines,
This is gonna prevent me from doing that.
but they are related
Here's a fancy myself.
concepts.
I write it so much better when I just do 2.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, fucking
Yeah.
Well, it counts as 3
I
in
want to
terms
establish
of
the
counting
character.
stroke order if you're using a traditional dictionary, but in terms of how people really write it, yeah.
The true.
Lots of people don't, lots of people don't even lift their pen at all.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
write.
That's totally.
okay.
Child.
Okay, so chisai, we already have covered, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Wrong thing.
Or, well, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like an ampersand almost.
I read an and like
I
that.
don't know. I think it's like,
Like,
Yeah.
and then
Like-
oh, I've seen that before. It looks like a D.
I read it like that. Well, my D's are,
It's a big like round thing.
Okay, guys, moving on.
my F's are really.
Okay, so we've got kyo and ko, and now chisai, just the vertical with the hook, and then the left, and then the right. And it should be be fairly symmetrical, and you want the
What?
two side pieces to not dip below the centerpiece. The center line should be both higher and lower, and the two short lines on the sides should be kind of centered.
Oh my god, I can't write.
So, yeah, try to make this a little bit shorter so that it's more centered. Yeah, you want it to be centered.
My friend made fun of me for being short today. Like he
Good.
always does.
Awesome.
It's okay to be short.
I was complaining that I was cold, and he goes, "It's probably just because you're short." And I was like, "I don't like you anymore."
Who is doing that?
My friend, that's all.
Okay, so that's chisai. Okay. It's also the sho in shogakko for elementary school and shogakusei for elementary student.
Red on red.
Okay, ao, to meet, is the next one. And interestingly enough, this is considered a variant of hito, jin, for the top. So this is a person radical, followed by a katakana ni, or the kanji ni, if you prefer, followed by a katakana mu.
I like it. It's kind of cute.
Yeah.
This one's like aesthetically
Mimu?
pleasing to write.
It's a hito named Mimu.
Okay.
I like that.
Almost Nemo, but not quite.
I don't know. I never want that.
Yeah. Well, and it means to meet. So if you think about two people meeting, muidi, muidi,
Moody.
meeting each other.
Sounds like a little kid's trying to say it.
Yeah. Okay, so that's out. And it's the alternate pronunciation of this one is kai, as in kaiwa. Conversation is kaiwa, which is literally this out to meet, followed by a wa that is the same kanji as hanasu, to speak. So it's literally meet and speak. Kaiwa, dialogue.
Kaisha.
Kaisha is in this chapter, and the sha is katakana ne, also known as to show something. And this piece that is the do from doyobi, tsuchi, soil, ground, stretched a little bit, yes, but it is the same kanji. So it's like, and this kanji means place, so it's like a soil on which you might show somebody something is a place, right? And the combination kaisha, a place where you meet with people, is a company. You meet and do your work together, kaisha. Make sense? And you flip it around, shakai means society, the place where everyone gets together. Yeah, and shakaigaku is literally sociology, shakaigaku, the study of society.
Love that class.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got some beef with our
I've
sociology
warned her
teacher.
about that
Oh,
class.
yeah.
I saw that she was ex-military, and so I didn't take it.
Oh,
That's the reason.
But it's late to my midterm today because there was a car accident on 95.
Uh-huh.
Lost 15% of my grade, no makeup.
Yeah, she had
Oh,
to, she
gosh.
like missed half of her midterm.
Wow.
Have you guys started the really long research paper yet?
There's
Well, no,
there's
I
three
had-
parts to it, and then I don't know what the fourth part
Well,
was.
the worst thing is like I had a
It is
huge struggle with the
ironically
essay,
ended
and I was
in
like, it's supposed to be turned in that night, and I was like, okay, I'll ask her about it. You know, like I had it written, and I wasn't really pleased with it, so I was gonna talk to her about it the next day. I went up to her and I was like, hey, can you work through this with me? And she's like, don't bother coming back to my class because if
Because
you
it was
finish it
late.
that night at this specific time, you can no longer turn it in. And it was like, it doesn't matter. I was like, just give me an F. I'd rather have an F and then, like, or like, I can't even do that. Maybe just like a low grade. I think it was D. It was like the minimum that you can have that for.
No, it was a C.
It was C? Okay, well, basically, like, I was like, just take off some of my grade. Don't, like, and basically I had to, like, withdraw due to absence because
You are no longer eligible to pass this class.
Yeah, because of one essay that I had written but wasn't pleased with. I needed to talk to her about it. I was like,
You didn't want to just turn it in and then ask her the question, huh?
I didn't, I don't know, I was really stressed out that day. I worked and I was like, I don't know what to do, so
Oh, boy.
I cried my car after that.
On Rate My Professor, they told me to run away.
Oh, God.
See, I saw really good reviews for her on Rate My Professor.
Yeah, I didn't even think
You
it
didn't
was.
scroll down
I
and read
forgot
about
that
it.
existed.
I always forget it exists.
I forgot that
Oh, gosh.
existed.
Well, you gotta take those with a grain of salt, too. 'cause-
Yeah, because I've had some teachers who people like say are terrible, but then they're like my favorite teachers ever.
Yeah.
So,
I had that in my school.
Yeah, okay, moving on.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So
She's
anyway,
not-
so the Sha in
No.
Kaisha, by the way, the Sha in Kaisha is also the Ja in Jinja, place of the gods,
Ooh.
which is a Shinto shrine, Jinja.
Well, I think that's where Jamie's gonna go. She's gonna take her. She's teaching her parents how to pray at shrines. So
Oh,
when they go.
fun. Oh, they're gonna go to Japan?
Yay! Her dad's half Japanese, but
Oh,
he
okay.
doesn't wanna. He seems to be less enthusiastic than her mom.
Oh, wow. Okay, so anyway, so Jinja, so the breakdown of Jinja was the soil one next to the one that means like to show. You remember this kanji that was to show? Remember that from the radicals last semester? So this is the side version of that, which means to show. And it kind of looks like a stage or something, like a place where you would show things, or a pedestal that you could show something on. And so showing soil, place, kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, and the meeting place is a company, kaisha. Okay, next one we have chichi, which is just that shape, which you could kind of, if you wanted to get really creative, you could kind of see like shoulders and legs
Now I
and
can't
guy in a
stop to see
suit.
that.
I just see like
I
these are
literally
the
see
eyes, and then
arms
this is like a
and
weird
legs
combination
now.
of nothing.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
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 It's almost like an X mouth.
It actually looks like a bunny's mouth, and then you just add like
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
No.
Or no, I
Guys,
say that just
guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're getting Julianne messed up. Oh, she put a head on it,
Aww.
so it makes it look like a person. Yeah, you've got arms and legs.
It looks like a Beyonce.
Yeah, I just see like.
It's Beyonce, the father of us. What?
Oh gosh. So anyway, and if you just pay attention to the stroke order, it's left, then right, and then you're already over here. So the right falling down toward the left diagonal comes first before the left to right diagonal, because you're already there. So efficiency takes precedence sometimes over the rules of thumb about stroke order. So that's that one. Okay, so that's Chi-Chi, and then of course Ha-Ha is this, and then the two dots, and then the line through it. And I want you to notice that the Mai for Mainichi is the little awning shaped thing, and then it's the same as Ha-Ha, except that the two dots run together into one line. But they are actually from the same original character. The Chinese traditional character is still written with the two dots separated instead of a single line. But in Japanese, they've simplified it down. Yeah, so in China, or in Taiwan rather, you can see it written this way still, but in Japan, they write it this way. See the difference?
Okay.
So this is the Mai from Mainichi, and this is Ha-Ha. See how they're slightly different?
Yeah.
But connecting these two lines is considered shorthand. So if you do it in Ha-Ha, it's considered wrong in Japanese, but separating them is still done in Taiwan for the Mai kanji.
Oh, okay.
Taiwan is such a weird place. The history of Taiwan.
One of my coworkers from Taiwan.
Is so.
Okay, so that's my. Okay, so, and haha. So you see the commonality between my and haha, right? That was one of those examples where I think in ancient times they were homophones, but obviously in Japanese they no longer are. But in Chinese they aren't really either, but they're closer. Okay, so going on, so takai is also the ko and ko, and it starts off with the same top half as kyo, right? The pot lid and the mouth are the same, but then instead of chisai on the bottom, you've got the 3/4 enclosure and another mouth. And some people think that this takai looks like a little pagoda,
Yeah.
which would be takai. Or I also always thought it looked a little bit like those little imitation pagoda-ish stone lanterns that you see in Japanese gardens. I always thought it looked like one of those. And those are expensive, so takai. Right?
Yeah, it's just a fancy kanji. I just feel like it's
Yeah, it's a pretty one. It's one of the ones that I learned very early in my Chinese studies, and I always liked it. Probably part of the reason I always liked it was my best friend's family name was Gao, which is this kanji. So I knew it from my friend even before the class, I think, because she showed it to me.
What's really funny is the Capitol, like Capitol buildings,
Mm-hmm.
apparently have to be like the highest building in like a specific like radius around them.
Yeah.
And so it's flat in Florida, but I went to the Capitol and there's one hill in Tallahassee and it's super tall and the Capitol's just on it.
Yeah.
It's relatively kind of hilly in some parts of Tallahassee. My sister used to live there.
Like you go to the top to the observation like floor, you don't see any hills. Everything is super low compared to the Capitol.
Yeah. So, and there, if you look at the top half of Capitol and the top half of Takai, they're the same top half. So that's kind of helpful, given that story. Okay, moving on. So the ko in gakko, we've had the gaku part before already, right? With the kodomo
Last chapter.
underneath, last chapter. Okay, so that's the 3 dots on top, then the roof shape, then the child underneath. And I think somebody came up with the idea of the child having like a light bulb moment. That's the bright idea,
Oh, that's smart.
you know. And then the ko in gakko, you've got wood, as in old wooden schoolhouse, right? And then you've got your pot lid again, I'm not sure why exactly. And then you've got a father figure as your teacher in the old wooden schoolhouse because women weren't allowed to be teachers way back then.
It's funny because when I first wrote this or like looked at it, I thought it was a 6 or an X. And I was like, what?
Oh,
Yeah,
6.
6 too.
Yeah, roku. And then an X, you could look at it that way, but I always saw it as the pot lid and father underneath.
Yeah, that makes more sense, but I always saw it as
Thanks.
Oh, no, I made,
I know.
Yeah.
no, I didn't.
And so you've got gakko, and then you can do kokose, like that.
Is this right?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't need to
kokose.
go.
No, kokose.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, the koko is actually an abbreviation of what was originally a 4 kanji compound.
Fun.
Koto gakko was high level school, and they just pulled out 2 of the extra characters and shortened it to koko to mean high school.
You saw my research.
Okay, any other questions about that one? How to form that one? So we talked about the mai.
So you said that was used in the word for middle school was chugaku, right?
Yeah, chugakko would be the naka chu that's in Chugoku, China. Chugakko would be chu, and then the gaku one, and then this ko. Chugakko. Shogakko would be chisai, and then gakko, like that.
Cute.
So that's middle and elementary school?
Yeah, so this elementary school is shogakko, chugakko is middle school, and then koko
Because we're rebels.
is this one, koko.
It translates pretty nicely. You have high school and middle school.
Yeah, and
And
isn't
then
that
small
convenient?
school, which is
Yeah,
high
high school, middle school, little school.
That works.
So cute. Yeah, it only gets more complicated when you get into like Yochien and Yutien, which are like kindergarten and preschool. You know, they get all kind of complicated, different characters that have nothing to do with
What's there?
these.
Big school is.
And Daigaku is nice and easy too.
Big school.
Yeah, great studies is another way it gets translated, because dai can be great as well as large. And this gaku kanji is also the verb manabu, which means to learn, to study. So, great studies.
So we have small and middle and big, and they're all sizes, but then
Yeah.
we have high.
Yeah,
And
kind of
that made me notice something.
yeah.
High schoolers are always high at my school.
No!
It's true.
That's sad.
We are not called Pongali for a
Makes
reason.
it really hard to teach them anything. I've
That's
had
why I'm an
students.
ace.
Yeah, I had students like that in one of my classes when I taught public school for a year. And it was really hard to get through to them.
We should just teach the
I
high
went to
school's
Skyline
philosophy,
High
'cause they're always
School.
high.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, gosh.
It's a fun time.
Oh, gosh. Okay, moving on. Are we ready to move on? Okay, I'm gonna make some space here.
Every.
Oh, the mai, by the way, is the same mai that's in, for example, mai michi, mai ban, mai shu, mai toshi for every year, mai getsu for every month. I can't think of any other examples that you've had thus far, but, you know, that, so mai michi and other compounds like that, you already know how to write, okay?
I'm pretty sure Go, you made us learn that one in one.
Well, we went over it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's the speech radical, which you've had before. The number 5 is your mnemonic. And then one more kuchi, just in case you didn't get the point yet, that it's a communication word. Right? So that is
I
goal.
always forget how many little dashes there are.
Yeah, it's one dot, then
That
long,
was
shorter,
and
a
two.
little bit
Yeah.
shorter.
The science.
So, yeah, that one actually breaks the normal pattern for 3 parallel lines. Because if you notice in san, medium, short, long, most of the time when you have 3 parallel lines in kanji, they follow that pattern of medium, short, long from top to bottom. But the kanji for go, it breaks that pattern, maybe because of the extra dot on top, I don't know. But it kind of goes the opposite direction.
Well, that's two lines of the same.
Okay, so, very important contrast I want to show you between bun and chi-chi. Because people get these confused all the time, and they are different. Bun has pot lid on the top, and then the X shape. Okay? Chi-chi has the 2 diagonals on the top, and then the X shape. So it's like a hachi, almost.
I just remember that this is the person.
Right. Well, that's one way to remember it. Another way, I don't know if this helps anybody or not, but it occurred to me, you know, the pictures of the Egyptian pharaoh where he's got his arms crossed over his chest and he's holding like a crook and a flail on the 2 hands? That's like the shape of chi-chi, the 2 arms and the 2 implements in the hands. So, and that's like a father figure. Bun is in bunka, culture, as well as bungaku,
We got
literature.
a book stand.
Yeah, look.
It's a book stand, there you go.
Next level.
Yeah, somebody else thought it looked like a table with a book on top, so, yeah.
Pretty much what that is.
Yeah, that's what that is, so bun looks like a book stand or a table with a book on it for bungaku, and
Oh, look, there's
Bethany,
my father
it
in the
goes
book stand.
this way also, because you're already over here for
Oh.
the end of the pot lid line, so then you go straight down, yeah, like that.
Is my dad walking?
I believe that's the order, yeah, they do it that way, yeah. That's one of those places where efficiency takes precedence over the normal stroke order.
Okay.
You should just leave that.
So do
up.
they
I don't
have to
leave that
connect
there.
or can
Just
they
leave
be?
it.
I will remember it.
Usually, okay, this is an important question. Usually on this one, this first diagonal does connect, the second one doesn't necessarily. Okay?
It's so nice when you straighten out stroke order and suddenly the kanji is balanced.
Yeah,
Like,
it's,
looks so much
but
better.
doesn't it make it easier to write it the way it's supposed to look when you use the correct stroke order?
It says stroke order for a reason.
Yes.
Unless it's-
Or you could say it looks that way for a reason,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
thousands of years of people writing it a certain way, it's developed a look based on, this is the stroke order that thousands of years of history has created. You know, because don't forget how old some of these kanji are. Most of these kanji were already in essentially this same form before they even made it to Japan. You know, so some of them altered slightly along the way, but if you go back and look at documents from like Tang Dynasty China, like 400 something AD, you might not be able to read it because of the grammar being so different, but you'll see kanji you recognize from Tang Dynasty China. It's amazing.
That is cool.
Yeah. So that's bun. Okay, kairu is one of the more complex ones this lesson. But again, we break it down, it's not that bad because look at it.
These are his shoes. What shoe is this?
I know,
Aw.
he's like doing this.
He's a dancing dad.
He's good.
Okay, kairu,
Oh god.
start off with a katakana ri essentially, right? Okay, and then you've got a katakana yo, right? And then you've got this little roof shape. And then this piece that is part of the kanji for hat.
That's a weird.
Yeah, so if you think about going home to the place where you can hang your hat,
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, I like that.
and kaerimas, if you're doing the mas form, it has a ri in it, right? Kaeru, kaerimas, and kaerimasu yo. Like,
Yep,
I'm
yo.
going home now, whether you like it or not, yo, right?
It's always an exciting thing to go home.
Yeah, so kaerimasu yo,
Unless you hate
that's
it.
a way to remember it. And note that the roof piece is longer and like skinnier top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It's shallower, and then the underneath piece is narrower side to side, but a little bit deeper top to bottom. Okay, so they should not look the same. It's not like the deru kanji where the top piece and the bottom piece are sort of equal sizes. This is definitely wider and narrower. This one should be broader, and this one kind of fits inside the other one. They're like nested.
This feels like I just wrote it like 7 times and it makes me feel like I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go home.
Is that
Yeah,
right?
that's better. Yeah, much better.
Side.
Yeah. So yeah, the bottom one sort of nests inside the top one. The top one's like a cover, kind of like this. You know, they're kind of doing like this. The bottom one's nesting inside of the top one there. okay? And then hairu is just the reverse of person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's still the left line before the right line.
Oh my god, we made the marker so good. Or the eraser so good.
Okay, so hairu is really just hito in reverse, which, you know, who does the entering? The person does. So it kind of makes sense, right? And if you think about like ofuro ni hairu, you know, the person enters a bath, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the cat doesn't want anything to do with it.
Are there any like compounds that you would know that that's used as a component of? or-
I don't know if we've covered it yet, but you remember deguchi
Yes.
with the kuchi on it? Same kuchi, iriguchi is entrance.
Okay.
So iriguchi, deguchi, entrance and exit.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
like
that
on
makes sense.
doors, you know, if you know how some businesses have one door for entering and a different door for exiting, and they really want just one-way traffic so that people aren't bumping into each other in the doorway.
Like everyone does that public really annoyingly.
Yeah,
Right.
Trying to put cards.
So they'll have them labeled in those kanji in Japan. In English, you know, it would say like enter and exit. In Japan, it'll be iriguchi and deguchi on the doors.
And you can write iriguchi with a E, right?
Sometimes in a paragraph, you'll see it written out iriguchi like this,
Yeah, it says that in the book.
but
Yeah, I like to.
sometimes you'll see it like that, but in contexts where they don't want it to take up too much space, they write it like that, iriguchi.
Makes sense, because that way it's
I
like
like-
2 and 2.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't like that it was 3.
Yeah, three symbols doesn't fit
throws
as
out a lot.
well, especially when you're trying to keep to like a consistent dimension and font size for both your entrance and your exit signs.
Yeah, I try to like, do
Right.
like, you know, instead of like, for us, like entrance signs, it's not gonna say entrance, just enter.
Right,
Enter and the exit.
right, so it makes it fit a little better.
Yep.
Yeah,
Same-
so iriguchi,
same
deguchi,
Yes, it looks.
yeah, I can't think of other, I can't think of a lot of other compounds that use hairu other than ofuro ni hairu. Can't think of others that you've studied yet. What was the other thing? Oh, just when you're talking about door things, osu and,
Does that work? Door things? You
I'm
put hair.
drawing a blank on the kanji I want, so I'm gonna look it up real quick. Cause I wanted to show you,
He's going out.
yeah.
I win. I win.
Right? Yeah, no.
I kind of want to add wheels. I still have enough.
Really small. It's like out of place.
It does. Go. Here, I got this. Okay, now it's good.
Oh, okay, just that. Okay.
Very good.
Along with your iriguchi and deguchi signs, a lot of times on doors that are entrances to businesses, you'll see this kanji or this one. This is osu, to push. This is hiku, to pull. Sometimes you'll see them with their dictionary form components.
Is that the same hiku it's used with like bowed instruments or? Okay.
It's got this on it. I don't know for sure if this is all that it has, but it is the bow and arrow radical, right? The bow radical.
Yeah.
So hiku means to pull, like to pull the door open, and osu is to push. And look, it's got the hand radical on it.
Hand and like a field sort of thing.
Yeah,
So,
field with an extra line to it.
like, pushing the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of looks like it could be for that. So osu is push, hiku is pull, and again, these are some of those kanji that are just daily use. You encounter them all the time when you live in Japan, and it just makes your life so much easier if you recognize them, because you won't waste a lot of energy pushing a door that needs to be pulled open and so forth, right?
So much energy.
You know,
People that do it anyways, even if they can't.
Yeah.
right,
I'm just-
but if you recognize it, then you'll be less frustrated, because you go to open it, and you push or pull the wrong way, and then you see, oh, it says osu, and I was trying to pull. You know, no wonder it didn't work. You know, the other kanji that, of course, are really essential for everybody to recognize, even if they don't know anything else about Japanese, is know your restrooms, women and men, you know. You will sometimes see them labeled toire in katakana, but you'll also sometimes see te arai, sometimes with an o, oterai. That's a common term that means restroom. It's literally place to wash your hands. This is wash, this is hands.
And the O is the like respect O.
Yeah, the O is the honorific O, so oterai. And sometimes it'll have the E hanging off the end in hiragana, because that's the more proper grammatical way for it to be written, so oterai. But like in public places that aren't necessarily gonna be international or bilingual or catering to tourists, you're more likely to see oterai, especially in little villages and such, where you're away from the touristy spots. And the restrooms might only have onna no otoko, and if they do have a so-called international symbol, they might not be ones that you guys recognize. I mean, I've seen onna represented like that and otoko represented like that. You know, some people think it makes sense, some people are confused by those. So sometimes this one will be red and this one will be blue or black, which helps. But again, not everybody understands what they're talking about, and if you're colorblind, good luck. So,
That's the good thing about being
yeah.
Women have broad hips, men have broad shoulders.
Yeah.
Right, that's kind of the idea. Or maybe that's a skirt, I don't know.
Yeah,
I was
it
A
is.
dress. But either way, if you know your kanji, then you don't have to depend on them having that. Because I've been in places where they didn't have even that much. They just had onna otoko on the doors.
I did a talking about pushing pull doors. I did
Yeah.
something extremely dumb last year. So there is a passageway between the band room at my school and there's like a patio outside area, and that's where the faculty bathrooms are, and that's where we're allowed to go to the bathroom. So and it's a push door to get in and a pull door to go back into the band room.
Right.
And I was leaving and I was trying to get back into the band room. It's a door handle, so you would expect it to be a pull. I was an idiot. I pushed down the handle and tried pushing on the door and it wouldn't open.
And you thought you were locked out.
It's a bit worse than that. I was an idiot and thought, oh, it's just stuck.
Oh,
So
no.
I held the handle down, stepped back a few inches, and ran myself into the door.
Oh,
And
God.
my friend's sitting there eating lunch and she's like, what are you doing?
Gosh.
Should we look
Okay,
at
are there kanji questions still? We've got,
Do you want to go over the kanji section that's after it? Like the practice?
yeah, you guys want to do that
That'd be
next? Okay, じゃあ、座りましょう。Okay.
I like that picture.
Okay. So they are deliberately pairing some of the kanji
That's
that
very far away.
look similar to one another so that you can notice the differences and apply them appropriately. So ichiban, what are we filling in where? Do you guys want to actually write these on the board? These are sort of visual.
That's why I was like,
Yeah.
we should just stay here.
Yeah, I didn't remember. So let's see. There are 5 people and only 4 of these.
I just will judge everyone.
Okay,
I'm just kidding, I probably need more practice.
so everybody just want to pick a number, any number?
Yeah.
And
I
tell
can
you-
do the
We'll
little
let you
thing
do
right there.
B. How about
The
that?
entirety of B.
Sure, why not?
3 is mine.
I'll do one.
I don't know.
Okay, so we've got the odd numbers covered, so you guys can fight over 2 and 4.
Fight, 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 fight.
Sorry. Are we just writing like the sentence basically?
Yeah, with the kanji filled in to the blank.
Alright, which one's available?
I have 3.
We have to fight over 2 and 4.
I don't care. You can.
I don't care either.
Alright, I'm
Just
good too.
pick, you guys do care.
Good too.
I don't.
Okay, so Brandon's got 2, so Bethany's got 4.
I got 4.
And there's markers over here if you need one, and
I don't remember where the other one disappeared.
I
didn't do it.
Do you need them? And anybody who wants to can erase this area too if you want more space, so.
We're just gonna fight over space.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, she's gonna punch me in the face. I'm
You're
gonna-
allowed to erase what's up there from before if you want to.
No, it's too
You
pretty.
can't destroy art like that. I got 4 then?
Somebody ought to take a picture of it so that then we can erase it, because we can't just leave it there forever. Somebody will come
Someone
along
will
and erase it eventually.
It's not gonna be us.
Do you share this room with anyone?
Oh, that's adorable.
I would say.
Right?
Do you share this room with anyone else?
I'm not sure if I
Don't
do
do
this
it.
semester. The
No.
German class used to meet in here apparently, but that's been there for like
Thank you.
2 years now, so I have no idea if any of that is
Gotta go at
still
some point.
in use or if it's just still there.
Take it down and put Japanese stuff there.
Yeah. I always wonder why that's there. I'm just like, why can't we put stuff there?
Yeah. I can ask if I see the professor who teaches German, I can find out if he's still using this class or not.
Wasn't he in the language lab today?
I see him in the language application.
Do you?
I didn't know if that was him, but he was a faculty member who
Yeah,
was in there.
tall, thin man,
Oh.
light brown hair.
Kind of, no.
But he
I don't-
did say something in German, so
I
maybe
know,
he's
I think
familiar.
that there's, I think either the professor or the, or a tutor who
Okay.
helps a girl with German occasionally, and I
Okay.
see them come in sometimes.
Okay. Could be a tutor.
It's either a tutor or a professor.
I think he was a tutor. I know there is someone who comes in for like conversation.
Yeah.
Like, he was actually actively helping them.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
it's
and
actually
we've got
really
a few native speakers of German on this campus as well. So,
Maybe I should do something like.
Got the special stroke order for the food, and now it looks better.
I'll do C as well. That was the word search does. And I want to write out the kanji in a box. Let's do
right,
it.
that works.
I feel like it must be so hard to like interpret Japanese into English and like vice versa. Because of how the grammar is like.
Yeah, it can be really challenging to do translation work.
Like, I feel like you can like understand it.
For
in
me,
the
it's
Japanese
easier to
world,
read it out
but-
loud and then translate the sentence, and then I go to the next sentence, and then read it out
Uh-huh.
loud, and then I translate
Yeah.
the sentence.
It doesn't translate well.
And then I just
Yeah.
kind of like
毎
read
日
the entire
歯を
thing.
口に置きます Yeah. Yeah, because like the word order,
I feel like you
Just-
want to do it backwards. Maybe.
yeah, it actually works better backwards.
Yeah.
Except for the subject. The subject usually you kind of pull out and put it in front, and then the rest of it work backwards. Mom wakes up at 6 every day.
You can switch these.
Yeah.
This one's so weird though.
日本
Like,
人はよく
if you have like
風
that
呂に
part,
入ります。
and then like this part, and then like that, right here.
日本人はよく風呂に入ります。Yeah.
Audrey. Bye.
Yeah, oh, you left out the O in ofuro. Did you
Yeah.
notice that?
Oh, I rewrote it to
Furo,
fix it because it looked like it, because my handwriting was like getting smaller and all squishy.
Oh, and you left
weird,
out the
and I
O.
guess I forgot it.
Second time around. Yeah, it's easy to miss stuff like that when you're doing a rewrite, but that's the kind of detail that I want people to notice because it makes a difference to the sound of the sentence. Furo ni hairu is more casual sounding, ofuro ni hairu is more polite sounding. そう、日本に、
Mitsu.
日本人はよくお風呂に入ります。
I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow, wow! I'm short, and I was expecting it to go down, but no, it gets smaller and goes down. I'm weird.
Okay, and 毎日母はお口に置きます。
My Sue ended up looking like a chi because sometimes in my writing it looks like a chi, so I tried fixing it and it just looks purple.
Okay, and
Those are two
let's see.
people trying to
これ
say go.
よ卒
Yeah,
業
it
か
does, actually.
東口に行きました。食べ物は
That's the
今
other
日買
kanji.
ったです。
Huh? That's the other kanji game.
No, I see the 今日 and the 高い。
It's, what did it? Oh, it should be Tokyo. Shouldn't it?
But unless yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's supposed to, the two kanji that are in the box to the side there are the ones you're supposed to put into those blanks.
I get ya.
Okay, I didn't see that when I did the first sentence, so I'm like, we don't make
Yeah.
it. I gotcha.
Okay, so,
Okay.
Tokyo
I didn't see it for the first sentence than I did for the second.
okay.
That makes sense.
Okay, and I can't see
Yeah, it goes from over there.
Nihon
I'm pretty sure they're supposed to want
Yeah, these are
sentences, yeah.
phrases rather than, yeah, Nihon bungaku and then Hoho, Sonnensei, and Shizuha.
I'm going.
You're going.
Oh, and the top line is there, it's just really faint.
Oh, yeah.
It's
It's
just
hard for that
see.
one angle.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. I'm having vision problems, so.
Yes.
Okay, so 東京に行きました。食べ物は高かったです。That works much better, doesn't it?
Yes.
Much more sense. And this person is trying very hard to recreate.
Okay, new kanji using the katakana below. So, for example, we've got yo in kairu, the net in sha, the mu in kai or ao, the kuchi in go. Yep. Okay. Any questions about those guys? Oh, and you're reproducing the
I'm
word
just going
search.
to
Wow.
The entirety of the word, it's just practice at this
Alright,
point.
she's just
Just
practicing.
going to town. That's great. Yeah.
Man, I'm suffering, man. These are my suffering hands.
You brought this upon yourself. Okay. Do you guys want to work on some of the reading while we're here?
Yeah. Do it.
はい。じゃあ、やりましょう。
I'm gonna make it. I have 2 more rows to go.
Okay.
Someone else has to
Okay.
complete it.
Well, I'm gonna let other people read because this is too small print for me to manage right now
Okay.
with these glasses on.
So, okay, I'll start.
Right.
I'll read the first few sentences. So,
Uh,
Kyoko-san e, so to Kyoko.
yes.
Kyoko-san, o genki desu ka? Arizona wa atsui desu ka? So, Kyoko, are you doing well?
Yes.
Is Arizona hot?
Good. Okay. And that is a very typical way of opening a letter in Japanese. They almost always start with "O genki desu ka?" followed by asking about the weather in the other country or the other place, and or giving some information about the weather where they are. So, do you want to read a couple more sentences
Sure.
before we move on?
日本は少し寒いです。今、私は日本に 日本の家族と大学の近くに住んでいます。So, Japan is a little cold. Right now, with my Japanese family, living in the area of the university.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then,
Just finish the paragraph.
yeah, this brings us back to what Brandon was saying a minute ago, that he feels like it would work better to translate backwards. The general rule of thumb that I like to use is first, pull out the subject, put that first, and then for the rest of the sentence, literally work from the period and go backwards.
Okay.
So if you look at it, apply it to that sentence. I am living near the college with my Japanese family now. Right?
Mhm.
Isn't that amazing how it really does seem to work? Like 99% of the time, that seems to work. To just pull out the subject, put it first, and then do the rest of the sentence backwards.
So should I just do the
Yeah,
last
you want to
sentence?
finish the paragraph, and then we'll let somebody else read the next part.
ここは小さくて、静かな町です。So, this town is small and quiet.
Yes. Okay, who wants to read next? じゃあ、パスミさん。
How long do I go?
Do you want to say?
Should I just do like sentence by sentence, do Japanese
Yeah.
and English, and then?
Yeah.
Alright, so.
Maybe half of that paragraph, so that leaves 1, 2, 3 more people to finish the last bit of it. Okay?
私の家族は、is this 4人?
Yeah, 4人.
4人です。
Not 4人, but just 4人.
4人.
Yeah, 4人.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how that one gets
4人.
pronounced.
Okay, so, like my family is made up of 4 people.
Yes.
みんなとても親切で、楽しいです。
はい。
So, everyone is kind and fun.
はい。
Should I keep going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, do like 2 more sentences.
Alright. お父さんは会社に勤めています。Dad works for a company.
はい。
忙しくて I lost my place. 毎日遅く帰ります。
はい。
A little question. So for minna, it doesn't take the wa particle when it's the subject, or
みんなとても親切で楽しいです。You could, that's kind of a casual construction that she used there. You could say 皆さんはとても
okay.
but minna totemo. Yeah, minna wa would be more proper. So good spotting. That's a place where the particle got dropped because she was being a little bit casual.
I see.
Hi.
Can I go next?
Okay, let Bethany finish translating that piece.
Alright,
忙しくて
Is-
毎日遅く帰ります。
so I'm busy and I come home late every day.
Who's busy? Who was she talking about right then?
Oh, her dad. That's right.
Yeah, so
So
she's talking
starting
about the host
subjects.
father. Yeah, so since the subject wasn't mentioned, that means
Okay.
it's still the same subject that she's been talking about. So since the previous sentence was about
お父さん。
Oto-san, right? Oto-san wa kaisha ni tsumete imasu. He works for a company. Isogashikute mainichi osoku kaerimasu. He is busy and returns home late every day.
Makes sense.
So in English, instead of restating with subject, we use a pronoun. In Japanese, they don't need a pronoun, they just assume that you know they're still talking about that subject until they introduce a new one.
So, right.
Okay, Shira-san.
There's one kanji I need to figure out.
Okay,
Wait.
that first one?
Oh, okay. Nope. I was reading ahead. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
Shoot. Now I lost where I was.
After also kairimasu, it's at the bottom of the line.
Okay. お母さんはとっても面白い人です。一緒によくはWait, did I type this? Alright, yoku wa.
It's not a
It's
particle.
Oh, it's hanashimasu.
There you go. Okay, translate that much before you move on.
Okay. My mother is a very interesting person,
Yeah.
and together we often talk.
Yes.
Okay. 妹は高校生です。Okay. 来年 What is how is that used?
Okay.
Oh,
look at
die
the
is that die
Look at the next line.
what is that those two kanji together?
Die and then
Yeah, the child or die.
what's that? It's not child. It's the one with
It's
three
yeah, the
light bulb
bright-
on top.
Oh, it's from last. It's from the
Study.
Oh, university. Okay.
Yeah.
大学
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. 大学ですから大学ですからよく勉強します。
Go ahead and
So-
translate that much before you move
Okay. Little sister. Wait, is it? Yeah, Imoto, little sister, is a high school student, and I study a lot because I'm a
on.
no
Who
wait.
studies a lot?
Oh, shoot.
Who's she talking about here? Imoto?
Oh, the little sister studies a lot.
Right. Because
Because she wants to be in college, or because of
yeah, what's Rainen?
next year she's going to college.
Yeah, next year she'll be going to college.
Okay,
Okay, so she studies a lot.
makes sense. Should I just
Okay.
finish it?
Yeah, go ahead and finish.
Okay. What are those two together? Shoot, all of those. Ooh, I am a suffering man.
The first two are one compound, the second two are a separate
Okay,
compound.
Mainichi and my eyes keep like traveling.
Yeah.
Mainichi and
I have a suggestion. When you're reading vertically, until you get more used to it, use something like this and hold your place.
Sounds like a plan. Mainichi and
Yeah. Yeah, all the strategies that you had to use when you were a little kid
Cool.
first learning how to read, resurrect them for this. Especially the vertical writing with the handwritten font instead of the print font. You add new kanji on top of that. That's 3 elements making it more difficult for you to read. You're not used to vertical, you're not used to this handwriting, and you're not used to these kanji, right? So combine all those elements together, it's a very challenging read. So use the things that helped you when you were like in kindergarten and first grade and it was challenging to read. Point with your finger or block off what you're not currently supposed to be looking at with a piece of paper. You know, take it one word at a time and build, you know. Don't try to translate too many sentences at once. Try to make sure you understand one sentence before you go on to the next sentence.
Okay.
All those strategies apply here. Okay, figured it out?
Yeah. Oh, really quickly, I'm just having a brain fart. Sugu, is that like soon? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. Okie dokie. So it was Mainichi Gakko.
Yeah.
学校から帰ってすぐ塾 which is cram school
Yes.
へ行きます。
はい。
日本の ooh, that one's I just read recently. So it's like 高校
What is
高
that?
校生
はい。
は oh it goes, it keeps going.
高校生は and then the top of
大
the
変
same thing.
ですね。
はい。Okay, so you can stop there. Okay,
Okay.
so 毎日学校から帰ってすぐ塾へ行きます。So
So I go to school
every
every
day she, because we're still talking about imoto here, right?
She goes to high school.
She comes home
From
from
High school.
high school and immediately goes to
cram school.
cram school, right? And then 日本の高校生は大変ですね。
Oh, Japanese schools, high school is really difficult.
Japanese high school students really have it tough.
Yeah.
高校生は大変ですね。So this 大変, depending on the context, it can mean that something is tough for someone, or it can mean that so-and-so has it really tough.
Uh-huh.
So,
And it's true, they do have it tough.
Yeah, that's pretty rough, huh? She's studying all the time. She's coming home from a long day at regular school and immediately going off to cram school, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these cram schools, you know, the classes last till like 7 or 8 or even 9 o'clock at night. And then they come home, eat a late dinner, and study for a few more hours before getting a few hours of sleep and going back to school and doing it all over again the next day.
Rest in peace.
Sounds like me during marching season.
Yeah. Yeah, only you have marching band instead of cram school.
Still just as hard.
Right, just different.
Yeah.
I think the you know, the change is probably better for you than just going to cram school and having more of the same academics you've been doing all day long. Wouldn't that be awful?
It would be mentally exhausting.
Yeah, it is
It is
mentally exhausting.
I
Yeah,
mean, at least you have like physical, like, because like for marching band you're moving around and stuff. This is like they're at a desk again.
Yeah.
They're sitting down still.
yeah, and they're doing more advanced math than what they were doing in school that day, and more advanced English than what they were doing in school that day, and so on and so
Everybody does
forth.
not.
Oh, I hate. And then they go home and then they do homework and
Right.
they do studying, and it's like
Yeah,
that is a 24-hour almost.
yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Oh,
And
thank
then
you.
people wonder why the Japanese teen suicide rate is high.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure, and then they have, for any given college that they want to go to, there is one day to take that exam for that year. And if you don't get into your school that you wanted that year, you have to either go to one of your safety schools if you took the tests for some of those and passed,
Or wait the next
or
year.
wait for a whole year and go to cram school full-time for a whole year for that gap year between high school and college, and to retake that test.
And then be behind of
Yeah,
everyone
and
else.
then you're a year older than all of your freshman classmates, except for the other ones who did the same thing.
Gosh, that's just awful.
It's brutal. It's really brutal. Okay, whose turn next? Hi. Okay, so picking up from 大変ですね。
お兄さんは東京の大学に行っていますからあまり会いません。
はい
My older brother goes to a college in Tokyo,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I don't see him very often.
Exactly. Okay, why don't you go ahead and do the next little paragraph, and then we'll let Brandon finish it off.
私は今日
No, there's a comma there, so,
Oh, okay. 私は今日本語と日本文学のクラスを取っています。
はい
Right now, I am at a Japanese language school.
日本語と日本文学のクラスを取っています。What's that verb? 取っています。
I know the song. I'm gonna double check this.
It's right there on the right of the,
Is it?
yeah, you see it, where all the other words are.
取る to take.
Oh, I'm taking a Japanese language class right now.
And
Uh,
日本語と日本文学。
and a
Japanese
Japanese grammar class.
literature.
文学 is literature.
Literature. Okay.
文法 would be grammar.
Okay.
Okay.
I saw since it's in school, it was grammar.
Yeah. So she's taking 2 classes, right? 日本語 and 日本文学. Okay, so she's taking her Japanese language class and her Japanese literature class right now, right? And then what's next?
Tenisu soccer.
Saku.
Oh, soccer. Ni This is hard. Okay. Tenisu soccer ni mo.
Yeah, にも. Yeah.
にも
はい。
の入っています。
はい。テニスサークル. Any idea?
Tennis club.
Tennis circle is a tennis club. Thank you. テニスサークル.
So I am joining a tennis club?
I'm also part of.
perfect.
にも入っています. ています. You're already entered in. You're already involved in. Okay, so
You're committed.
yeah. So she's in. She's also in because ni mo. Remember that? So tennis saakuru ni mo haitte imasu. I'm also in a tennis club. So she's got her Japanese language class, her Japanese literature class, and she's part of a tennis club. Okay.
とっても面白いです。
Hi.
It's lots of fun.
Yeah, or it's very interesting. Yeah. Okay, Brahman-san, finish it off for us.
Kyoko-san wa itsu Nihon ni kaerimasu ka? So, Kyoko-san, when are you returning to Japan?
Hi.
日本で会いましょうね. So, in Japan we could meet, right?
Or let's meet.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's meet in
会い
Japan,
ま
right?
しょうね。
楽しみにしています.
Hi. That's one of the phrases on the side there.
Yeah, that's almost like I don't know what's going on. So, I mean, that's to look forward to.
Yeah, so as in I'm looking forward to it.
Right.
Yeah. 日本で会いましょうね. Let's meet in Japan. I'm looking forward to it. 楽しみにしています. That is a set phrase that you will hear a zillion times now that you know it. 楽しみにしています.
So that's from suru. So is that to do a fun?
Basically.
We're gonna have us a fun.
You nearly made me choke!
Do a fun.
I literally almost choked and almost went down the wrong hole. Thank you so much.
Let's do a fun when you get back.
Yeah, 楽しみにしています. Yeah.
Let's do us a
Yeah.
fun.
しています is like I'm
Yes,
doing,
yeah.
right?
Do us a fun.
So 楽しみ is enjoyment.
Okay.
楽しみにしています. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm expecting it to be fun when it finally happens.
I mean, I hate that. Let's do us a
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah. Isn't that great? So 楽しみ is from the same root as 楽しい,
Okay.
but it is a noun version of the adjective. Make sense?
So what does tanoshimi mean again?
Something that is enjoyable. Yeah, something fun.
Let's do an enjoyable thing.
Yeah, 楽しみにしています is, well, it's like I'm looking forward to it, or it will be enjoyable. I'm expecting it to be enjoyable, something like that. So I'm looking forward to it really is the closest English idiom. But it is a very idiomatic expression, as you noted.
So can we say that this class is tanoshimi? Right?
楽しみにしています would be, I'm looking forward to it. Tanoshindeimasu would be I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
Tanoshindeimasu.
So the ni gives it that like.
Yeah, tanoshimi ni suru.
I guess it's
Tanoshimi ni shimasu is like I will look forward to it.
It's like
but
we don't really have-
usually the teimasu form is the form that's most commonly used, or tanoshindeimasu is I'm enjoying it. Tanoshimi ni shiteimasu, that ni shiteimasu makes it future tense, that I'm looking forward to it happening in the future. Tanoshindeimasu is I'm enjoying it right now. Yeah, but there are a whole bunch of fun idioms like that that alter existing forms of words that you already know, but they take a different tack. Okay, moving on.
Kara dani kari dani ki o tsukete kudasai.
Okay.
So bad.
Okay, so karada is body. Okay, karada ni ki o tsukete kudasai.
Okay, I've actually heard of that like a lot.
Yeah, so this ki is the ki that means spirit, but it can also mean like attention. Okay, ki o tsukeru. Tsukeru is the verb that means to apply. So ki o tsukeru again is a very idiomatic expression. It doesn't mean just to apply your spirit. It means to actually be careful. So karara ni ki o tsukete kudasai is like to take care of your health, to take care of your body. So it's again a traditional idiomatic expression that's very often an ending salutation on letters. Karara ni ki o tsukete kudasai. Please take care of yourself. Just like in English, you end a letter sometimes with take care, right? So karara ni ki o tsukete kudasai. Please take care of yourself, your physical body, so that you don't get sick. Is basically it's wishing the person will take care of themselves and stay healthy. It's an acknowledgement of the Japanese concept that taking care of yourself produces good health. That if you get sick, it's because you weren't taking good enough care of yourself.
There's some truth to that.
Yeah.
In some
So.
cases.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take into account
People can get you sick.
genetic conditions and such that you don't have a lot of control over,
Other
but
people
it is,
sneezing in your face.
what's that?
And other people sneezing in your face.
Right,
Yeah.
but it does assume that if you're well rested and if you're eating healthy and doing everything you should do, that you will probably have more resistance to disease and be healthier in general. So, and the salutation, the ending, of course, is, who can read that date?
11月3日。
Hi. Mika. Mika is that alternate reading for the dates. So 11月3日. So now we know why she's saying it's kind of cold in Japan, but Arizona might still be warm,
Yeah.
right?
Does
Well,
it?
if you go to the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is very cold.
Right, but large parts of Arizona are going to be hot even in November, right?
Probably like
But in Japan, it's getting chilly already. Okay, and then of course, Neari Hato.
That's her name. That's her
Yeah.
last name.
I started reading it as Meari-sa. No, it's not.
That's what I did. I was always like, yeah,
They always-
that's not a
We didn't get to
sound.
do your thing.
Okay, what was the question?
The-
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
The thing you were.
Do we
part
have
of.
time or is it?
It's.
No, we're past
No.
time
Yeah,
already.
we're already past time.
Oh, wow, that went quick.
Everyone circle one real fast.
We can do it.
Okay,
We
go
can.
for it.
Take a
don't
marker
have-
and circle one.
I don't have to erase it right now. You can do it if you want to.